In the education world, the system is represented by two equally important groups: the teachers that try to teach the students and the students that just want to leave. These are their stories. What's up, guys, and welcome to Riddle School, a game clearly made by one of those kids that thought going to class was like going to Alcatraz for 8 hours. Also, the main menu is fun, But anyway, let's start. Okay, so obviously right off the bat, this is a game where we have to escape from our school, right? So we gotta break free. This game is actually really short. Actually, there's not much to this first game. First, we're gonna use an excuse to sharpen our pencil and just get out of that classroom. We're gonna go into this classroom, get the duster out of the trash. We're gonna go into the janitor's closet, give him the duster so he gives us the $1. But yeah, this kid named Richie is gonna get in the way, so we gotta show him the hall pass. Now, this guy, his name is Chubbs. He's a persistent force in the Riddle School games. He's like the Chris Walker. Like, think Chris Walker of Outlast, but like severely obese and just he instead of moving around a lot, he just sits there like a fucking Snorlax blocking your way. So just give him the $1 and tell him to fuck off. Alright, now we need to talk to the principal because he has the key. I want to tell him a joke. Jokes are always fun. Go right in. Why the fuck is the desk so tall? Oh my goodness. Why did the principal do that? He didn't even hit me with the desk. But yeah, just go back west. Just spam click west and then you're out of there. Yeah, it's a pretty short game. Pretty short game for today. Now go read a good book. That's a pretty helpful tip, and I suggest you do that after watching this video. But that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for what I would say if there was a sequel made for the game. Alright? Riddle School 2, the main menu is even more perplexing and fun. Oh, see, look at that. Now it's longer. Yeah, here we go. This is Riddle School 2. Also, he has different expressions this time. Now, keep in mind, these games were all made by the same guy. The same guy made all of these games. So yeah, here we are in Riddle School 2. This is a different environment than the last time, but what we gotta do is collect 4 quarters to get us $1. We give the $1 to Fred here. This is Fred. I'll introduce the characters as we go. See, this is Fred. This over here is Smiley. She's actually a girl, if I remember correctly. Smiley is actually canonically a girl. And this is Zach, who is constantly cold all of the time, and there is nothing. Yeah, just play the whistle, and then everybody passes out completely. Smiley's even on her fucking head, and yeah, now we're out of the classroom. This game is a lot more elaborate than the first Riddle School because there's a lot more rooms you can go into. Now, if we open this locker here, we'll get a dime. As per usual, Chubbs is blocking the door to the office, as per the last time. Fat fuck. So now our goal is to get into this room, the teacher's lounge, and we have to buy a cookie for Chubbs. But there's teachers in there that won't let us go. So essentially, our main goal is to find some money. All right, and there's actually a lot of money. If you go into this sleep room, you'll actually get a lot of money, and also sliding oil, which you can use to open this vent here and get the toilet paper, which we can go to the guy that was asking for toilet paper earlier and give that. Bitch ass didn't even say thank you. Also, a little fun fact: if you click on the water fountain, it does that. So it actually did that in the first game. I just didn't show it off. Yeah, common theme: go into the janitor's closet, give him his thing. He'll give you a dime or whatever. Now, by this point, I think the teacher should have left the lounge. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and always remember, you gotta plug in the vending machine. Now, we don't really have enough money yet, so we can't really buy any cookies So we gotta just find more money. And more money we can find is under these papers in Mr. Sum's. There's actually nothing really else of value here. We can go into Miss Green's room, but there's nothing really essential in here either. Now, using that dime from Mr. Sum's classroom, we have enough money to finally buy a cookie. We can give that cookie to Chubbs, and we can watch him leap to the ground like a crack addict. Fucking, he's addicted to those cookies, man. He's addicted to that sugar. Now we're gonna go in the office to see Mr. Which is a different principal from the first game. Because I'm assuming this is a completely different school. I think he took the key. Yeah, no shit, he just took it right in front of you. You're not even doing anything about it. Yeah, same as before. Now we have the key. We go all the way to the left. And we're finally out of school. School is out for summer. Bitch. Also, this like ending music is really groovy. Oh, shit. Now it seems like the end of Phil's journey as a school escapist. Would say if they didn't make a third game with an even more addictive menu. Oh, look at that. Oh, it even ripples. Oh, that's so satisfying. Oh my god. It's like a fucking splash of it's like when you drip it's like when you drip a drop of water into that lake that like has been still for 14 years and you watch the ripples just go. Yeah, here we go, Riddle School 3. Now even though my cursor had like a little red X there, you can still skip the cutscene. Now we're in an even more shit classroom than last time. The fucking wallpaper's coming off. God damn. Yeah, just spin the globe, get the thing, combine the rule with the gum. Oh yeah, did I mention you can combine items now? So I'm turning the quality to high just because I can. Use that with the vent to get the rubber band out. The rubber band is actually an important tool. Now, riddle me this. What do most kids do when they have a rubber band and nothing good in the brain, right? They want to be malicious, they want to cause pain. Well, for starters, we can flick that shit at Mach 2 towards the teacher, knocking his fucking glasses off. But he's blind, he ain't going to do shit. We can actually steal his glasses for ourselves. We can use those for later. In fact, we can use them actually right now. Because this guy in the library, his name is Mr. Reed, by the way. Yeah, it makes sense. A guy named Mr. Reed in the library, and he actually wants the glasses. So. And now he looks like the next Clark Kent. And he actually ends up giving us another ruler, and we can attach that to the previous ruler to make one giant ruler. It's like an I have no mouth, but I must speak. When you take the sheet and you mix it with the other sheet to make the giant sheet. This game is actually ahead of its time. And I think these games were all made like months apart from each other. So this yellow locker, for some reason, can be there's a nickel here. That I figured that's important to share. There's also the new ground tank, which is a pretty cool Easter egg, I'd say. Now I actually know the code to this guy's locker, but we can't actually it doesn't give us the option. Now, when you go into the men's washroom, there's no guy asking for toilet paper this time. Well, we do actually get toilet paper, and we will use it to immediately clog the toilet. Alright? Now, this janitor guy, I know this janitor guy, he loves toilet clogging. He has a fucking fetish. He'll just, once he hears that toilet clog, he'll just go straight to town. I can't even tell he's so discreet with it too. I bet he's laying out little moans and whimpers as he's sticking to it. So yeah, while we're in here, we can go to this supply closet, which isn't where the janitor actually comes from. He has an entirely different closet. You can actually use this to get this dime that's lingering high up on the shelf. My cursor is stuck with the word dime attached to it. And that's what you use that thing for. There's actually a quarter under the chair here, so that's pretty nice. And there's actually nothing really else in this room that matters. Now, there's a kid trapped in the locker, as I mentioned earlier, but we're not gonna be able to get him out yet. Not until Miss Obverb comes back to her room. That's because Miss Obverb is actually in the teacher's lounge. I forgot you have to talk to. Yeah, you actually have to talk to Richie. Because that only when you talk to Richie does it give you the dialogue option for Miss Obverb to come and just go back to class. She doesn't really do anything to help Richie. You just gotta sort of let him out on his own. Speaking of middle school, does anybody remember back when fidget spinners? I remember back when fidget spinners were once the craze, and also the devious trend where kids would steal entire urinals from their school. It actually happened in my school too. Some kid stole a fucking one of the soap dispensers, and then he got in trouble for it. But yeah, once we go in there, we can collect his combination, which is actually the word blobbles. Now, obviously, the solution here is to tilt it upside down. And it gives you 5, 3, 7, 8, 8, 0, 7, 8. Boom! You have unlocked Richie as a playable character. And he actually gave us a quarter for saving. So that's really cool. Now, notice that he mentioned he's collecting buttons. That's going to be important later. Miss Flask here is actually it has a button-making machine here. But it actually needs a button to work. Very cruel irony, you know. You have a button-making machine, but you need a button to make it work. Like, how the fuck does that make sense? Anyway, there's like a keyboard key here. It's very hard to see. It's lodged in between all of the monkeys. So you get that, you attach it to the machine, and ba bing ba boom, you make a fucking button, bitch. Apparently using a fucking nuclear fission to make a button. That machine should not have exploded like that. If that happened to my computer, I would cry. Yeah, just give the button to Richie, and he'll sauce you another quarter. And now we only have 6 cents left to collect. I mean, you can actually find the 6 cents back in the teacher's lounge, specifically in this floor. I only have 99 cents. Ah, see, here's my problem. I was forgetting a penny. See, there's actually multiple pennies in the hall. In fact, there's a book you can read in the library that how there's like 5 pennies in the hall and how you can collect them all. It's like a little rhyme. I like chocolate pudding. Now this woman is actually Chubbs' mom, and she just gave me a fucking entire tub's worth of pudding for the mere price of $1. That is a steal, dude. That's enough pudding to feed all of Africa, bro. But of course, unfortunately, Chubbs is Chubbs, and his greed knows no bounds. And we get this nice little scene straight out of fucking Indiana Jones. But hey, at least now we can go to the office. So yeah, I also find this interaction pretty funny. You're an insolent tub of lard. Speak for yourself, kid. That was a nasty burn. I was sent here to see Mr. Potato, which is apparently the name. The reason why, because I am awesome, and that'll let me in because that makes sense. So, see, it seems they took the name Mr. Potato very literally, because he's a fucking couch potato like I am. Now with that, we can head downstairs and escape Riddle School for the 3rd and hopefully final time. Also, did I mention Phil can drive? What brand of car is that? Is that fucking Volkswagen, Hyundai? What the fuck is that? Also, why does his key just have the word key written on it? That is a really inefficient key sorting system that you have, Mr. H. Now Phil is finally free to enjoy his life as a free man. Finally. It seems like this all is coming to an end. What the fuck? Which is what I would say if there was a fourth game in the franchise with an even longer bar. Oh my god. But yeah, anyway, this is Riddle School 4. I can't believe there was this many games made, but believe me, all of them are fucking amazing. They are amazing games. From my childhood. Which is why I'm playing them today. Because the nostalgia factor matters. Amazing. It is peak. So badass. Right? I'll even explain why to you later. Alright, now, this is Riddle School 4. Of course, we have a lot more elements to work with. We have the math posters, the whiteboard. Anything could really be used here. We even have a new student. I don't know what. But anyway, let's talk with the new student. Let's see what he has to say. Well, that's what I would have said if our teacher didn't kill us immediately upon clicking anything. That is a brutal way to go, by the way. I imagine that must have hurt a lot. Phil's teacher, Mr. Munch, was the original architect of Riddle University. The school was built above a long pit of lava that he himself dug near an active underwater volcano. His plan to murder Phil Eggtree to forever rid him of this world succeeded, and no one cared. Every other student of Riddle University eventually died from car wrecks, old age, and unforeseen disasters. Each one on their deathbed whispered their final wish. Please, don't let there be any more Riddle School games. And unfortunately, this is where the video ends, because Jonachrome, who's actually John Bro, he's the guy that made the games. He didn't make any more games after this one, so he's actually been missing from the internet for many years. He hasn't been present. Nobody's like checked up on him or anything. And unfortunately, it's unfortunate, but this is where the Riddle School saga ends. Which is what I would say if he didn't come back and make a fifth game with an even more addictive long bar. Holy shit. See, this time even the top and the bottom separate. Oh my goodness. The beauty of destructive interference. I mean, it's truly amazing to look at. Like, oh my god, that is so satisfying. Anyway, this is Riddle School 5. Real ending to Riddle School, as far as I'm aware. There are actually games that come that are supposed to come after this, but this is the last one I'll cover for this video, because to be honest, I'm kind of sick and tired of saying that whole thing where I switch over to another game and I'd be like, is what I would say if this didn't happen, and I'm like, and then I make it very funny because it plays into the bit. Okay, anyway, let's play the game. Now, this is actually the most interesting game lore-wise. Now, we're just gonna skip through all the dialogue here. I can explain it better anyways. I always do explain games better than anyone else can. I'm the best game explainer in the world. I'm even better than Game Explain. Andre from Games Explain, he can't explain what I can. Now, obviously, we're waking up in bed, and now we're starting to feel like this ain't a Riddle School no more. This ain't a school. This is actually somewhere completely different. This is an alien ship. Now we're gonna unscrew the vent cover, like we're fucking Harry Houdini. Just take that shit off. And of course collect the screws. Screws are gonna be useful for later. Alright, now that we're out of our thing, you can see this is obviously like some sort of like space in intergalactic sort of headquarters here. There's like even if the beast didn't give it away, I don't know what will. Now, the immediate thing you may notice is this tile device. Now we got a actually make these numbers using the red and the red and blue tiles and stuff, right? But don't worry, I'm gonna show you how you can make this process very easy. Now let's picture these tiles numbered from 1 to 9, right? Like a phone number, right? Call me a magician, if you will. But I'm actually going to make all 4 of these numbers in 9 moves. Give me 9 moves and I'll make all 4 of these numbers. Ready? Okay, we're gonna start off. 8, 6, 3. That's 4. 3, 7. That gives us 1. What we really did was like rotate the 4. 2, 4, 5. That gives us 7. And then finally, 7 gives us 0. And that's the tile puzzle solved. And this guy, we don't need him right now, but like he's useful to have. Boy, there's Smiley. She doesn't seem to really want to wake up though, because if I try to touch her, I'll just get zapped. Now there's actually a hidden door in Smiley's room. Don't ask me how I know this. It's because years of research. So we're gonna take this flower also for later. The flower and the steak are gonna be especially handy. Also the tray. We need to fill the tray with dirt. Don't ask me why. It's just a part of the process. Now, our real goal here is to sort of distract this beast so that he moves away from the door. That's where we need to go next. A room they had is a pit of acid. This is a really literal room. Forget where it is. Ah, here's the 4th screw. We actually do need 4th screws because 4 screws is what is needed to power this life transferring machine. Now that we have all that in, the machine seems to be on and functioning. Also, I don't know how me as a tiny little man with like a high schooler brain can figure all this shit out. Call me fucking Yoshi Shiratori, the way I'm escaping these fucking airships. But yeah, actually, it's pretty easy to understand. You just need you need the dirt because how the life transferring machine works is that it needs to be based off of the thing that is living. So if you place the steak in dirt, it'll just like grow to the. It'll just grow into the steak, and then you'll have the steak beast thing. There's actually a note in one of the patient's rooms. I think it was Zach's. It was Zach's room. It tells you how to deal with the beast. Actually, the note says the beast only craves live meat, and since technically this slab of meat is living, technically, put it in here, and it also wants to now once you lure the beast in there with the steak, you gotta close the door because one, you don't want to watch that cute little steak pet die, do you? And 2, if you try to go over here while the door is still open, the beast is just gonna fly back over and guard the door again. So, all right, now this is the part where things get heavy. Okay, so essentially, if it isn't obvious enough already, our friends are trapped, and they're trapped in a comatose-like state. All right. In order to get them out of that comatose-like state, free them so they can escape the escape room that I didn't go into earlier, we have to go in and kill them in their dreams. Also, there's something important to mention. Do you remember how back in Riddle School 4, do you remember seeing an intro like this, where it was green? See, because we were killed back in Riddle School 4, that's why we woke up from that staticky prison. That's why we are here trying to free our friends, because something or someone killed us. Now, if you remember back in Riddle School 4, it was actually the teacher that like put us into the lava. But it's actually a lot more elaborate than that. I'll tell you more. I can't tell you everything right now. I can't tell you everything. I want to tell you everything, but I can't right now because there's a few things we have to go through before I tell you everything. And also, when you're going into the dreams to kill your friends, it tosses you back into the previous games, which is really cool. Now we're gonna tell Smiley, oh no, Mr. Soggy's glasses fell on the floor, and then we just go up behind Smiley, and you know what happens next. Damn! Phil did her dirty with that one. But I guess the reason they did that was because they didn't want to animate like blood or anything like that. Alright, now our next subject is 6553. This should take us to Zach's room. I'm saving Fred's room for last because there's something special with Fred. Recognize this environment? It's almost like we were in this exact same room like 20 minutes ago. It's Riddle School 2, the band room. It even has the old animation style. Now it's the same process as before. It's usually the same process as before. It's every time you go in here. You get the dollar, you give it to Fred. I think this guy's name. Blow the whistle, and because Zach is frozen, we can just sort of push him, and he just crumbles to dust. That was easy. Now I don't understand why Phil has to get up off the chair every time. He could just really do all three of these in one sitting. He could just memorize the numbers. But yeah, now is the time for Fred. Now here is an important detail, an important thing to notice. Now look at this. It's Riddle School 4. Now you may be asking, Concealed, why isn't Riddle School 1 featured? Because Fred, I don't think, was in Riddle School 1, which means this game is actually supposed to be Fred's death. This takes place actually before Riddle School 4, so this is the exact same classroom. Here's even the teacher's plan to assassinate the ball. Looks like this. All these versions of green. Now we're just gonna talk to Fred. I like to wear my sweatshirt. The sweatshirt is quite nice, but I actually think it's sort of hot in here. Hey, it could be just you. That or there's a hit of lava below the classroom. And it sounds pretty good either way. I'll stop talking now. And so, our next obvious step is to turn the temperature down. Hey Fred, do you want my sweatshirt now? Alright, see now. See, he's bald. He's wearing green. He looks just like me. So now, the next obvious step... Oh hey, look, 5 is awake. I have never seen 5 awake ever. But like, yeah. Next time we click something, the teacher ends up killing Fred instead of me. Get outplayed. Didn't really want to do Fred like that, but what option do I have? Alright, now just gotta go and talk to everyone. There's a short little cutscene when you talk to each person of them escaping. So it seems our plan went pretty flawlessly. Now with that, our journey to truly escape school is finally over. Which is what I would say if we didn't immediately get captured into another alien ship. I have now said which is what I would say way too many times. Please feel free to add a counter in the comments below. So, very, very quick explanation of the plot, because I'm just gonna mash through this dialogue. We are working against aliens, right? And they want to take over Earth. So this red guy, his name is Quiz, right? He's trying to use he's trying to harness Zach's infinite coldness to freeze planet Earth. But why? Why is he doing this, you may ask? See, he's on a reign to conquer every planet in the universe, right? And so what he did was he set a time-space mine right outside my school, which was unfortunately set off, meaning that Earth was hostile. It essentially meant to them Earth was hostile, and it wasn't worthy of like life or anything in that sense. Also, yeah, I clicked too fast, unfortunately, but you can see Diz was actually like sitting back here, back in Riddle School 4, when I was sitting in that chair. In fact, he's always been there. If you noticed, in the older Riddle School games, I forget exactly which one, but there's actually a poster with Diz on it that says "Sweet." It's like around this area. But Diz is a traitor, essentially. He betrayed Quiz. That's this red guy's name. He betrayed him to help us, and now we have to rescue our friends once again before Quiz manages to freeze Earth entirely. Now, right away, we can collect this toothpaste or whatever the fuck it is, and we can go over to this very obvious code desk. Obvious code is obvious. And with that, we got the easiest key ever in the world. Thank you, you're welcome, ask code desk. Now, you may notice that there's actually another tile device, and it doesn't actually work the same as the other devices. It actually does diagonal squares instead of adjacent squares, so it's entirely different to work with. But I'm gonna pull the magician trick again, and I'm gonna tell you how to do this entire thing. Make the exact same numbers. 14 moves this time. This will take 14 moves. Okay. Okay. Repeat after me. 6, 7, 2. That's 7. 2, 4, 1, 5, 9. That's 1. 3, 4, 6. That's the circle. 2, 7, 8. And that would have given you the 1, I think. And because we did that, actually, I don't really know what that did. It might activate the statue. I think that's what it did, actually. Also, because the poster is like this, obviously the answer would be upside down, so... That was a mug shot if I ever saw one. Oh man, Phil Egtree. The funniest man in the room. It was very unrealistic for a mug to break like that, but whatever. Also, you remember that coin we grabbed at the beginning of the game? Guess what? We're still fucking using that to grab the faucet. And if you thought that wasn't complicated enough, we need some lava. So we're just gonna go fetch some really fast. Now, a complaint I've always had with this game: how does Phil manage to carry this lava all the way up here, like even during the gravity switch, and have it not spill? Like I know he's affected by this gravity, but like, are the items affected by gravity as well? Like, see, that shouldn't have worked. The way he was holding the mug, it should have like spilled out onto the floor instantly. But like, whatever. Who am I to complain? This is an old fucking Newgrounds game. Here's the key on the lock that closes off the lava, and then we can come down and steer the ship straight towards our main villain. We're just gonna like pull a little bit of a funny prank here. Soon this planet will be covered in a coat of ice. Yes, because evildoers deserve a taste of their own evil. What a cruelly ironic, what cruelly ironic last word to say in this very situation. Yeah, you're not. Oh, yep. I don't imagine there was much you could do to get out of that situation. So it's like those BeamNG car crash videos where it's like the driver just completely just totals a fucking car, and people in the comments are like, "Oh, just move to the back seat, bro." As if that'll work every single time. Also, now instead of being freezing cold, Zach is now on fire, which is a pretty cool detail. Because I guess his coldness was all harnessed out of him into that laser. And now, finally, for the final time, we've done it. We've done it. We've escaped. Stay in school. Yeah, that was Riddle School 5. Thank you guys for watching all of the Riddle School parts. If you've stuck around to this part of the video, please make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. Also, leave a comment if you want. I'll respond to you. I might even heart your comment. That would be cool. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next week for another wacky video game.